This is our lot on 1 acre of the Pocono Mountains, and we plan to build a 1,600 square foot A-frame cabin right on top of it. We broke ground in July of 2024 and set a plan to finish the entire project in just 6 months. We'll let you in on everything: how we bought the land, how we're gonna build on it, how we're gonna pay for it, and finally, how we're gonna rent it out. But are we entering into an oversaturated short-term rental market? And can we finish the project on budget? Of course it's gonna be a bumpy ride, but we'll document the entire process and let you in on what it takes to get this done. This is Rika, owner, architect, and GC, aka The Boss. And this is me, Sen, aka Morgan Freeman. We met in architecture school, got married, and now we have 2 boys, Ren and June. In the beginning, we were passionate about architecture and design, but quickly became frustrated with the fact that we could spend years working on a building and never receive anything more than a design fee. What we really wanted was equity. And the only way we could get that was to buy real estate. We couldn't afford anything where we lived in New York City, so instead we house hacked a duplex in a small nearby city in Jersey. Then we got the bug. We started buying one rental after another and now have a small portfolio in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. But recently we've been obsessed with just one idea: designing and constructing a new house from the ground up, specifically an A-frame short-term rental. Of all the building typologies, why did we choose this one? It's definitely not unique. A-frames can be traced back to the Middle Ages and were a staple of low-budget vacation builds in the 60s and 70s. Well, simply put, A-frames are the darlings of Airbnbs and short-term rentals. If given the choice of staying at a cozy, serene A-frame getaway or an old cabin or chalet, the A-frame wins every time. And to make this work financially, we need a booked calendar. Next, we needed land and drove to dozens of potential sites in our area. Some lots were just too expensive, or too small, or the soil didn't pass a perk test and the lot was unbuildable. Nothing quite fit our criteria. Until we stumbled upon our site about an hour and a half away from New York City. It was in a community that felt quiet and remote, but not completely isolated. We decided on the Poconos for a few reasons. One, it's a place we regularly visit, and this will be an occasional getaway for our family. 2, it has activities for every season. There are nearby ski resorts in the winter, hiking trails, falls, lakes, and outdoor amusement parks in the summer. 3, being close to both New York City and Philadelphia is key because a lot of people in these cities are looking to get out for a quick weekend retreat. We quickly closed on the lot and got to work. We fired up the old Revit machine, and in no time we had designed and modeled a 1,600 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. After getting a few quotes from some builders in the area, Rikako came up with an interesting idea. Why don't we just manage the construction process ourselves? Her last job was working for a GC, so she had enough experience to pull off a small job like this. And doing so could save us $100K to $150K on the build, and we could put that extra money into nicer materials and finishes. So suddenly we're designing and stamping our own architectural drawings, running the job site, and self-funding the entire project. Speaking of, let's just get to what everyone wants to know. How much does this all cost?
Are we talking about the construction cost and how much we've spent so far? So the land, that was $22,030. The survey was $1,070. Soil and perk test was $1,510. We can do all the architectural drawings, but we also had to hire a structural designer and also a septic designer. Septic design was $850. Structural design was $1,630. The total permit cost was $3,940. Now we have 2 kinds of insurance on this project. The total cost of that is $2,610. And we also have some miscellaneous stuff like supplies, tools, printing. That was $450. Tree clearing, excavation, backfill, all of that was $22,700. Now, septic system is $25,000. Concrete foundation for the crawl space was $29,580. Foundation waterproof and insulation was $2,470. And we have miscellaneous costs like porta potty, security camera, data, printing. That equals to $460. That brings the total cost, including land, soft cost, and construction cost, to be $114,300. It's a little bit scary to be looking at this number. So a total construction budget is $410,000. And the total project cost, so that includes land, soft cost, construction cost, contingency, everything including furnishing, that total cost is $500,000.
Okay, let's talk about this. 500K definitely is a lot of money for a house this small, and there's a real chance that it'll appraise for less than what we put into it. So does that make it a bad investment? Well, if it was our own vacation home, yes. But we believe we can accelerate our return through Airbnb if we're laser focused on design and the user experience. But let's talk about that a little bit later when we get to this.